less than 10 weeks, I'm gonna go from a regular bodybuilder to an endurance athlete. I've always viewed endurance athletes and endurance running as the highest caliber of sport. It is not just to do with physical ability and being able to get out and just suffer on the road, but it's always to do with mental. And the ability to endure, which is the whole idea behind the series, the road to endure, is going to be a lot to do with pushing the boundaries and really pushing the envelope. So all the area of endurance is in every aspect of your life, whether it's you're building your first business, getting through the absolute hump and the embarrassment of starting your content journey, all the way up to actually building a brand. Everything is to do with endurance. It's a number one thing that makes you stand out and step out among everybody else who start and finish. But for now, I want to get into the details of really what endurance is, and this entire series is going to go document my entire journey, the wins, the losses, the struggles, the challenges, everything to do with how to actually go into an endurance sport in less than 10 weeks. And the reason why I'm doing this is to show other people that it's also possible, right? I've been in the fitness space for many years. I had a background in bodybuilding. I played rugby as a kid. I ran a 100-meter track as a kid. And I never once imagined that I would ever go into long and endurance sport. And that's all going to change. I wanted to basically have a resemblance of how hard it is in a business and how hard it is on the road, and how can we marry those two areas together. So we're going to be training for our first marathon, which is going to be in 9 weeks, a little over 9 weeks, which is going to be in Cambodia, which is going to be hot, it's going to be sweaty, it's going to be tough, it's going to be rough, and it's going to be something unique, right? And we're going to be training, beautiful Bali. It's going to be the best place possible to train. We're going to be having the sickest shots. We're going to be meeting with the coolest people, to be running several times a week and putting ourselves through that pain cave. And it's going to be something that, one, I'll never forget, which is why we want to document the entire process. And two, is going to be hugely beneficial for other people that want to try stuff new as well, right? I've always been trying to advocate for stepping out of your comfort zone, doing different things, where now it's time to actually put, foot to the fucking road and actually get the stuff done. So our entire goal here is going to be to step up the training over the next few weeks. We're going to walk you through that entire process too, and it's going to be sick. In less than 9 weeks, we're going to be running our first marathon in Cambodia, and it's going to be one to remember. But we're down at Seminyak Beach. It is 6 a.m. Boys have been getting up super early, and we're going to do our first big run. So we're going to be doing 10k today, and it's been early. It's been not as pretty as we wanted to, but we're going to get it done. So what we're going to be doing this week is really racking up miles. So this week alone, I'm going to be doing 40 kilometers in a week, but soon I'm going to be doing 40 kilometers in a day. So it's going to be a combination of just getting the distance in. I think what's going to be the biggest problem for me right now is going to be my legs. I don't have the endurance in my legs, so we're going to try that out, and it's going to be cool. Also, I've had a big night. I was engaged last night, so came back from Uluwatu very late last night, and yeah, we're going to get it done. So we got Tom coming down in a minute. We're going to do a bit of a warm up and get started. My feet have basically been torn apart the past week. So I think every runner, when they start, they just go all in and either get injured or bruise themselves. But thankfully, my coach Ned has been putting me on the right path. The best analogy for this is you wouldn't go into the gym and just put 200 kilos on the bar or whatever. So you wouldn't go running and just run a shit ton in the same time. So I'm going to be taking it kind of slow, slowly building it up, but my egotistical brain also wants to go as fast as possible, so that's the biggest problem that we're going to encounter. Did I see it, bro? Oh, how are you doing, man? Natural, this is the reality of doing something really fucking hard, is that it's not fucking easy. Yeah. And it's gonna be sore, and it's gonna be painful, but we're gonna do it. and for no other reason, then we just want to do it. Alright, we ready to go?
Now I'm doing all.
Woo! A bit faster than I intended. 58 minutes, 10k. Oh, like they're meant to be light runs. That's the thing. So you have to like convince yourself it's a light run, more so than anything else. But yeah, easy 10k, easy-ish. 12k come on Friday, and a double session on Friday too. Just finish up first 10k, feeling pretty good. But what's funny is I think like you just have to get used to the discomfort. Is what I'm learning, is that unlike like the gym where you can kind of take it easy, I feel why endurance is like that bit more difficult is because there is like no stopping. Having a bit of trouble with my knee. Some people know that I dislocated my knee when I was younger, so it is a bit kind of fucked up. So I'm just trying to ease that, make sure I don't get injured. I feel like every runner gets injured. But a lot of the lessons are going to be super valuable. And we got a lot of street dogs too. I got to bring my own dogs for a run too. Bring them down here.
Yeah, run was good. Always keeping up with Darren is a pain in the ass. He's a machine. Yeah, it was a good pace. We did another 10k about a week and a half ago, and we were both pretty knackered. Well, I was very knackered from that one.
I feel like you actually get better with every rep, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's get a coffee.
Strong coffee, coconut.
We're just wrapping up this session, so we came down here for a few coconuts with the boys, have a nice little catch up about talking all things content, business, chilling. Now we're just gonna wrap up and plan for our next session on maybe Friday. But it's nice to come down and have a bit of a chat beforehand as well afterwards, and get ready for the week. So yeah. Right, so what type of training are we going to be doing? Am I just going to be running around crazy and just trying to figure things out as we go around? Well, it's going to be a little bit more intelligent than that. What people don't realize is that during lockdowns in 2020 or whenever that was, I actually got into endurance running. All the gyms were closed and I wanted a new way to push myself. And I was running around crazy, breaking all those damn fake rules that were in existence at the time. And I was running 15, 20, 30k a week in long runs. And I was also getting up to maybe 50k a week in overall runs. But I absolutely messed the whole process up. I was getting injured, I was running way too hard, I wasn't training properly, and I wasn't training the way you should in preparation for a marathon or endurance running. It is literally about 1% changes continuously. Like that's the entire goal here. You don't go from zero to hero in your business, so you shouldn't do it with your training either, right? You don't walk into the gym and throw on 150 kilos on the bench press and just try to do it. It takes a bit of time, and for time, it can take many years. But we don't have that. We got 9 weeks, right? So what I did was I hired Ned Phillips. You guys may know Ned as the endurance athlete who's been on kickoff sessions a few times. He's been my mentor to me, a very close friend. He's basically like a dad to me, and he's not even an endurance coach, but he is someone who has the results that I want. So I'm going to follow him very, very closely, and that's all you need. Someone doesn't need to be a coach. They don't need to be a certified coach. They just have to have the results that you want. He's ran over 220 kilometers. He recently did a 160 kilometer race. So he is more than qualified to teach me how to run a marathon and run a marathon at hopefully a good pace. So he's going to be running the training. What we're going to be doing is one mid run, which is going to be anywhere from 10 to 15 kilometers a week. One speed run, which is going to be interval training, your VO2 max, or tempo running, which is going to be around 20-30 minutes at an aggressive pace. And then one long run. That will go anywhere from 15 kilometers all the way up to 30, maybe 35 kilometers in one go. So it's going to be brutal. It's going to be tough, but we're going to be training in the right conditions. The race is going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to need to learn how to run at night. I'm going to need to learn how to run in the heat, because as the hours clock up in Cambodia, it doesn't get colder, right? It's going to be 25 degrees, 28 degrees, 30 degrees, 32 degrees, maybe even 33 degrees. Deep humidity in the jungle, which is going to be rough, and it's going to be great. So we need to train the right way. So immediately when I've already met with Ned, he's putting me in the right way. We're taking the long runs quite slow, building longevity, putting the miles in our legs effectively. And then for the speed runs, we're hitting the speed runs hard. I recently did my first speed run last week, and it was tough. Like, it was really, really, really tough. But we're not just going to be running around and getting super small and scrawny. I also have Darren McNamara, which you guys know have been coaching me for many years at this stage. He's going to be running the strength training. We're going to be doing our 5-day-a-week split. So that's going to be upper body, lower body, shoulder workout, chest workout, and a leg workout. And that's going to be 5 days a week. We're also going to be adding in the 2 runs on the rest days. And then there's going to be 1 day where I'm going to run in the morning and train in the evening. And this is going to be your hybrid style training. This is going to be something that's very unique. It's the Nick Bear approach, but we want to do it at a very high level. So the biggest concern that I have is getting injured. The biggest problem I have is getting injured. So how we're going to combat that is nutrition. I've been on an animal-based diet for quite some time, which is a lower carb diet. So I'm going to need to increase my carbs periodically, and that's going to be through fruit. So I'm not going to be taking any of these, fucking fake gels, or I won't be eating single grain rice or potatoes or anything like that. It's going to be true fruit. So I'll be maxing out my bananas at like three maybe a day, mango, dragon fruit, honey, maybe kefir, some raw milk, things to just increase my carbs throughout the day. And then as time goes on, I still already have all my red meat, right? But I'm going to be increasing my calories because I don't want to just wither away, basically. It's going to be something that's a challenge that we need to maintain and manage, but it's going to be part of the journey, right? Just being able to do that side by side. But I really want to be able to integrate this into everything else that's happening in life, right? And that's going to be the main goal, and hopefully you're going to see that too. Here this morning. Connor from Ireland, who came out of nowhere. This guy's basically appeared out of nowhere that I've been following on Strava. And we got more of the boys too that we're basically going to be doing 12k. What's your furthest you've run? 5k?
5k. First time ever doing 10k. So.
But yeah, we're going to do a small run this morning, keep it chill, and a bit of a catch up with the boys. Good. Started slow. The rain, man. Humbling. It doesn't get more raw than that. Oh, sore. So like, it's pretty unique that we have someone who's an actual ultra marathon fucking runner. But like, do you think we're on the right path?
100%.
Yeah.
You've taken action. You're out taking risks, and that's the most important thing. You're dedicated to the cause. It's a purpose. It's a journey. And it's not going to happen overnight, but neither does bodybuilding and all these things, great things you've done. So I would just say more power to you, and just try the trajectory with some patience and a bit of humbleness, and seeking advice from others, and just look after your body, man. You're in it for the long run. This isn't a fucking, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It really is, and this is
1% better every day.
1% better every day. Less than 1% of the world will ever run a marathon. It must be 0.1 of 1 that will ever run it further than that and run an ultra. So I salute you, man. God bless the both of you. That was a pleasure, and just proud to be out here putting in top work with both of you, man. You're savages, and I love it. So respect.
All right, guys. just finished up our 12K. We're gonna head to the gym this evening. Before that, gonna head home, rest up, do some work, chill out, but feeling pretty good. It was really, really cool to connect with people like Connor, because the way I describe it, it's like being mentored by like a billionaire, right? Someone who's been there and done it and seen the hard work. So that's going to be important as we move forward. We're feeling good, going to go home and chill and get some food in. I'm still fasted. It's like 9:30. I'm pretty hungry now. And yeah, we're going to smash it. Hello, hello, hello.
I'm gonna put a life vest on it.
What the heck?
You can fall in.
Alright guys, we are in for our second session today, feeling pretty cooked, and now we're in the gym. This is my favorite gym in Bali. It is different than everyone else's gym. You're probably used to like the more expensive that you see on Instagram. My main goal for the next 6 weeks or 9 weeks is to not waste away and turn into a fucking piece of string. So I need to keep the strength up, which means getting in here and doing really heavy sessions, almost working on strength, and muscle growth will just come from it. So I do not want to be getting really, really skinny. I'm going to lose weight, what else? But I want to make sure that I actually keep a lot of the size. So Dara's been doing a lot of the training and on the back end. So now we just got to get some good sessions in. That's the main goal. So we'll get straight into it. Alright guys, we're wrapping up week 1. This finishes our first week of recording and first week of actually training. Feeling pretty rough, but moving in the right direction, hitting some good times. I think we're going to finish out on like 40 kilometers this week, which is good. It's still not enough though. It's not going to be enough to be able to run a marathon in general and run it fast and run it better than what I think I'm going to be able to do. So just going to go back, recoup, check in with coaches, and then just start going again. But again, we're always still building, right? I got podcasts to record, I got a business to run at the same time, got a nagging wife as well to to put up with. But yeah, we're gonna hit the ground running hard again next week. Okay, so while we are training for this marathon and putting ourselves through this voluntary pain, the question you could be asking yourself is everything else gonna fall apart? I'm CEO of Voix, a 7-figure company. I'm running a podcast that's releasing, many different episodes a month. We record many times a month. And the answer is no, nothing changes. We still continue on as is every single day. And that's the whole goal of Endure, is the fact that whether you're up, whether you're down, whether you're finding it difficult, whether things are slow, you just push on and you make sure that you're moving forward. Now, it's not insanity where you're running around in circles and you're doing the wrong things. We're always looking for feedback. So the whole idea here is we want to make things really refined, and I've been super dialed in already with my work and my training side by side, because I've been on the road putting in the miles in the morning, coming back and actually having a ton of abundance time in the evening, because I've got all of my stuff done basically early on, and I mean early on like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. in the morning. And then I can get back and actually focus on what I need to do in my podcast and what I need to do as CEO. So this is another way to step things up, and it's how we add in the extra vertical to become more refined, more refined, finished, and also create better systems, right? The first thing I did here, which I always do, is hire coaches. I have hired Ned, as I mentioned. I've had Dara always. So I've always have the people that are supportive in my corner. I also have a loving family around me as well. I have my fiance who takes care of all of the stuff that we need to get done. I have my cook, I have cleaners and everything. So we need things to be in place to be able to step this up. So that's a big goal for me as well, to be able to add all this in together. But that's on the business side. So that's going to be taken care of, and that's going to be really running hard, and it's to be something that I need to step up to the challenge. And then the other thing as well is going to be like why is it that we're doing this at this point? So I have one of the goals, which is the endurance part. I want to push my brain, and I know this is going to benefit the business quite a lot. It's going to benefit me in terms of just my own mental frameworks and mental models to keep pushing hard, and the importance of doing really hard things. But the second thing is that what you guys might not realize is that I've actually been struggling quite a lot recently, and this is probably the most honest I've been, because a lot of times I'm recording podcasts with people and it's not about me, right? It's about the guest. But the reality is that I've been going through a lot of heavy shit the past couple of months, been dealing with a lot of like traumatic events, a lot of things that I've realized, like some really heavy, I guess you'd call it like PTSD or whatever. I don't want to trauma vomit the internet, but that's kind of what I'm definitely feeling. A lot of events that I've experienced that have been flooding back, that have been in my mind, that have been coming up to the surface, and I've been trying to figure out basically. And I think what's really helped for me always has been training and being honest with myself, understanding that look, I don't know, have all the answers, and training for me has always been a great outlet to piece things together, right? It's almost like two mutually exclusive events. When they work together, there is something in the middle, there is that crossover in the middle. So what I've been struggling with has mainly just been like a lot of things that I'm realizing, like a lot of events when I was younger. I've witnessed before about different things around abuse that I've been coming up and realizing the severity of it now, which is where we're at this position now, which is tough. And I think what's helped me a lot is training. So in the pursuit of this, I think that's something that I really want to push harder on and to investigate for myself. And yeah, I'm speaking to people when I need to speak to people. I have the support when I have the support, when I want the support, should I say, when I can call upon it. So I'm in a lucky position. But this has been very helpful as well at the same time. So, if anyone else is struggling, I think, get your mind straight. The food that goes into your body, the work that you do, the people that you speak with, what you work on is super important. And I'm very lucky to be working on things that I love. I love my podcast. I love creating this. And I'm excited to bring you guys on this journey, no matter how, promising it is or how difficult it is at times. I want to give you just a full raw effect of like what it really takes to become someone that's pushing for endurance in all aspects of life. So I'm going to keep this as raw as possible. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video.